Everybody like, hey, are you ready to go? Ready to go? Everybody like,
Yet again, what is going on, y'all? Soul here, and welcome back to my story mode. So today, if it wasn't clear from the thumbnail and the title, I guess I'll go ahead and repeat it for you. Today we're going to be talking about Splatoon 3's trailer, Return of the Mammaliens. That's what they said in the trailer. That's literally what they... I suppose this is supposed to be like a play on the Himalayans? I don't know. But... the title of the trailer is literally Return of the Mammaliens, but whatever the case may be, we're going to be talking a little bit about what they gave us. We're going to be looking at everything. I have my little reactions and breakdowns and my analysis and my thoughts and everything like that, and we're just going to talk about all of it here. One thing though, because I just have to complain about it every video that I make regarding this direct and all of the things that I'm going to be talking about, because it's so funny. All of the big releases that are just like the huge releases for Nintendo, yeah, none of them are slated for winter. It's like, why would you guys tease us and say, oh yeah, all the games that we're going to talk about are coming out in winter, and none of the ones that most of the people want are coming out in winter? I'm sorry. It's just so strange to me. It's so strange to me. Like, we got some DLC from Capcom for Monster Hunter Rise coming out God knows when. We've got the DLC, the second part of the DLC coming out at the end of October for Hyrule Warriors and stuff like that. We've got that weird little card game situation, I think, that comes out really, really soon, whatever. And then a bunch of other little random whatevers. Like, okay, awesome, cool. They look fun. But Bayo, Kirby, and Splatoon, all the big boys, aren't even coming out in winters. Don't lie to it. Just say, hey, direct. It's gonna be about 40 minutes. Good luck. Just leave it at that. Just leave it at that. Anyway, my rant's out of the way. So, let's get back to Splatoon 3 and focus on everything that this trailer had to offer. Why don't we go ahead and start with my little analysis here. Now, graphically, obviously, there's really not much to say here because it hasn't really changed much at all since the last time we've seen it. But in fact, when you really think about it, the graphics have not changed since the first game. This game has always looked exactly the same since, like, day one. Like, it's looked good. I've never had a problem with it graphically. It's had some minor improvements here and there, but it's the equivalent to like the Storm series, you know, Naruto Ultimate Ninja Storm. Every game we would get, graphically, it looked exactly the same. It had that exact same art style, and it would improve in minor areas here and there to make it look generally better. But for the most part, it always looked the same since day one, since the very first Ultimate Ninja Storm game. And I'm okay with that, you know? It's one of those situations where clearly it ain't broke, so there's not really that much of a reason to go out of your way to fix it, you know? So I'm not too mad about that. So whatever the case may be, graphically, whatever. It makes up for it in a lot of ways. We have a new setting, you know, we have new weapons, we have new maps, and we have a new story, okay? It makes up for it in every single way, because you gotta remember, the graphics aren't always everything. The graphics aren't what make the game. When it comes down to brass tacks, it's mostly about the fun gameplay, and Splatoon has always had that. There's never been a problem in that category, so we're good. We've seen it. It looks fun. We're all ready to play that again. We're all ready to hop back into the world of Splatoon. Whatever. Anyhow, I'm really looking forward to seeing all these characters again. I'm looking forward to all these new maps that we're going to be able to explore in this little area, this new, what's it called, Splatsville now? I can't wait to see what it has to offer, and I'm really looking forward to it. Graphically, I'm sure it's going to look perfectly fine. Can't wait to play it on this new big screen, you know what I'm saying? But anyway, we're going to go ahead and move on from that. The next thing that I really wanted to talk about is that weird thing that summons the player. You know how when you first get into the game and it has that upward angle where it introduces all 4 players that are coming into the battlefield? Yeah, those robotic things that are like in the sky that summons the player, like the ink is inside of those things. That's crazy. Like, at first I thought that was like super weird, and I never really got the chance to talk about it, but I kind of want to talk about it now, because now that I think about it, it's very, it makes sense. It's very accurate for the setting that they're in. You know, when I see this area, I think of like these these crazy highly advanced hunters and stuff like that. You know what I mean? And so for them to come out of these little boxes that just fly around everywhere, I don't know. There's just something very fitting about that. And I really like that, you know, the way they're in this like absolute chaotic like city desert situation, you know, like I think of these like crazy like cowboy assassins or something stupid. I don't know. It's weirdly fitting. I don't know how to explain that, but I like the vibes that those things give. Like it really changes things, you know. The tech that we had in the first 2 games that summon the player were really cool and everything like that. I like the way they come out of the ground and you know you just get to start running, but the way you get to like where we landing, boys, shoot jet off from those things, like that's how you get the heart thumping right off the bat. You're like, all right, where am I gonna shoot? You could be real strategic right from the get-go. All right, you're not just shooting aimlessly. Nah, right from the get-go, you're like, all right, where am I going? You know what I'm saying? It's just nice. I really like the way they set that up. Anyway, nothing crazy about that. I just never got the chance to talk about that. Now I did. We're gonna go ahead and move on. The next thing that I really wanted to talk about is that they showed off a lot of the new special abilities in this. It took me a minute to realize that one of them in particular was a special ability, and that specific one was that robot thing. I had to take a couple of looks back at the trailer. I was like, wait a minute, that's not just some basic weapon, right? I had to do a huge double take. I was like, that's a weapon? No, it's not. It's a special ability. It's just that the way that they showed it in the trailer, they showed it from such a far away angle and the player already had it, and it felt like they had it for so long. When in reality, all they did was replay that couple of seconds that they had it out a couple of times, which made it feel a lot longer. But you have to remember that in Splatoon, when you see that little fire go on, in their hair, that means that they have their special out. And so, player had that, so I'm like, oh, okay, I realize now that that's a special. But the thing, like, it was so funny because I was just like, there's no way in hell that thing was a regular weapon. Because A, if it is, that means it probably would have way too much defense. Or B, assuming it's as regularly flimsy as the player would normally be, that means you are just a much bigger target. And it's like, that thing would have to be OP immediately for it to be that good, you know what I mean? But no, it's not a regular everyday just go out and use it kind of weapon. It is your special, and hopefully I can customize that and use it to... I want to be able to decorate it a little bit, you know? I really hope I get the chance to decorate that thing, because that is a really sick looking ability. It looks so powerful to be able to use on the field from far away or whatever. It's just... it reminds me of... what's the name of the rat from Overwatch? I don't know, there's something powerful about that. He's the rat from Overwatch isn't that powerful, or the hamster or whatever isn't that powerful, but I like being able to like roll around the field and stuff like that. Maybe I could roll over the enemy's ink without slowing down. I don't know, that'd be a very effective thing for it to allow me to do. I don't know. We'll have to see when that thing comes around, but it does look really dope. And you probably are a bigger target. However, you probably do have buff defense for like, what, 15, 20 seconds, maybe 30 seconds max. So, honestly, totally fine. Multiple people can have it on the field, whatever. It's really dope. I think it's really cool. So, love that. The next one that really caught my eye was that latching one. That one that allows you to, like, latch on. Your entire body is just completely engrossed, completely encased in ink. And you would just latch on to any wall near your opponent and just gun them down from behind like you're Spider-Man or some crazy shit, you know what I mean? That is crazy clean, okay? You can get to the other side of the map in seconds and mop the entire team and then really help your team get their bearings if need be, you know what I mean? So, and that vice versa though, they will come up, they will sneak up on you, like they'll fly from the rooftops or some shit like Batman with the grapple hook, you know what I'm saying? And they'll come down right behind you and, you know what I'm saying? You don't want to mess with that. So make sure you're paying attention to all your surroundings now when that sucker comes out, because I promise you they're gonna be sneaking up on you like nobody's business. You don't want that smoke, baby. You don't want that smoke. I'ma give it though. Trust me. So, that's a really cool ability, and I'm really looking forward to being able to use that, because strategically, you can use that to sneak around or just get the drop on your enemies. And if your team is suffering a little bit, if you can get that power up, then just go around the back, sneak around, and just latch and gun everybody down from behind. They'll never see you coming, and it's gonna be you can get a real turnaround on them. So we're looking forward to that. So the next thing that I really wanted to talk about was the fact that they actually showed some. Did I talk about all the other special bit? No. Oh, okay. One I didn't write down. I knew I forgot something. Was that bubble shield situation? All right, that reminds me of Halo, but not as it's better. Like the shield that I'm thinking of from Halo, it's good, but I don't know. Anyway, long story short, you have this like big bubble shield that you can shoot up, and I don't know if that was just an ultimate situation, or if it was just like a special, because you do have your bombs and your other thing, and then you have your ultimate. And I'm not sure where that bubble shield thing falls, but if that's just like your regular, like, oh, it resets every like 10-15 seconds, whatever, like it did in the previous games, that thing could get really overpowered really fast, and I feel like it'll get insanely annoying, especially because if you're inside it, you can shoot them, they can't shoot you, and so they're just gonna be running for their lives while you're like aiming for, it's a very interesting little weapon that they provided there, but it's gonna be very useful on the battlefield. So looking forward to absolutely abusing whatever the hell that is. So moving on here, the next thing that we had to move on to here is obviously a little bit of the story stuff that they showed. Now, naturally, there's no way in God's good name to tell what the hell is going on. This is Splatoon we're talking about here. In this trailer, they did not show even one line of text. Even one line. And if they did, it was so glitched out that you couldn't even read anything. Or, it was in their language specifically. So you could not tell what the hell was going on in that story, or, that trailer, that half of the trailer that they showed that had the story, okay? But it is really cool to see a couple of certain things. Like the new enemy types, they're all fuzzy for some reason, and it's weird and gross, but it's interesting. Like, what is that about? Why do they have fur all of a sudden, or whatever that is, or fuzz? What the hell is that about? You know what I'm saying? Those guys were already plenty weird, but now they've got fuzz on them. Do we call them the fuzz now? That'd be pretty funny. Can we call them the fuzz? That would be absolutely hilarious. Please. They did show a lot of different sceneries. They showed a lot of different scenery. Like there's a shot of you in you're near like a rocket ship near the end there. There's one specific shot where you're near one of those big red gates in Japan. I forgot what those things are actually called. If you know the name of it, please go ahead and correct me. But you're near those big red gates that are in Japan, and those look really, really cool at that angle. Like it looks so pretty. Like I love that we're really going out of the ordinary here. When we're in these different huge locales. There's this one area that's completely like whited out, like you're in some kind of like white space or something. I don't even know what that's about, like some kind of dreamscape almost. It's crazy looking. I don't know how they would end up getting there. Maybe it is some kind of just dreamscape. Maybe it's in their head. I don't know. And then there's that other shot where the city is completely flipped over. Like, I don't know what's going on in this world right now. Obviously, we've been new that Splatoon is that the entirety of Splatoon takes place in a Pokalapa. We knew that Splatoon 2 takes place in a post-apocalyptic world. We've known that for a very long time now, since all the reports and stuff from Splatoon 1, I believe. But we've never seen it to this degree. Like we literally have the Eiffel Tower flipped over, like flipped on its head. You know what I'm saying? We have rocket ships and just empty deserts and stuff like that we're fighting in. It's like, whoa. Like, at least in the other games you can see cars moving and stuff like that. Like now it's like dead almost. Like everybody just is gone, and it's so mysterious and so interesting to see that. And so that's why I'm really looking forward to exploring these new locales here. I want to see, what it looks like now and what they did with these levels to make them look pretty and interesting and things like that. So I think it's going to be a really fun time exploring these areas. So especially that upside down city. Man, that looks so exciting. I can't wait to get to that. Okay. Moving on to the more specific stuff. Obviously, we got Gramps back. Gramps ain't going nowhere. That man will not pass for anything. That man is alive and kicking. He's doing well. He's doing his thing. He's probably back to guide us the right way. You know what I'm saying? And then obviously, we have Callie and Marie who made their return. However, they also got Agent 3 with them. They finally got Agent 3 back because of the Octoling that we played as in the DLC. I guess they made that canon. That's super awesome. I love that they did that. That's actually like a part of the story. Like, you have to play the DLC to know, hey, we had to literally save Agent 3. I hope everybody played that by now. It's been like literally like 2-3 years now. I really hope that wasn't a spoiler for anybody just now. But whatever the case may be, Agent 3 is back with Callie and Marie, and they're all looking great. They're all looking so cute, bro. I love all of them. So that's really, really awesome. I'm glad to see the cast back in full shape, you know, full form, you know, full force. It does make me wonder what the hell happened to the Octoling agent and what the hell happened to Marina and Pearl, because they were literally a huge part of the DLC at the end there, especially. Pearl literally saves our asses, bro. So I really want to know what happened to them. Hopefully they're still around. I wonder if they're... I doubt that they're going to be the ones giving us our news and stuff like that. I highly doubt it's going to be Callie and Marie either. So I really wonder who our new news spokespeople are. Like, who's going to be giving us our news. I'm so curious, man. I'm so curious. I want to know, man. Can't wait to get introduced to those new people. We'll see how it happens. Maybe we'll get a guy this time. Who knows? I doubt it. I highly doubt it. But yeah, I'm glad to see the cast back in action. It's going to be nice hearing from them again. Hopefully they're more with us on this little adventure here. I want them to, like, actually, maybe they'll come in a level and, like, help us in the back or something like that. I don't know. I want to see them do a little bit more. Okay, I'm really excited for that. Another thing that I noticed was throughout the trailers when they were showing off different, like, angles of the main character that you play as this time around, Agent, like, 4 or 5 or whatever they're gonna call you, you carry a little salmon with you. Unless I'm mistaken, I think you carry, like, a little salmon on your back. And at the very least, at the end of the trailer there, you could see that that salmon is, like, chilling with you. Like, he's bouncing. Like, he's like, what's up? Where we going? Damn, it's cool. You know? Like, he's with you. And I think you carry that salmon with you the entire game. So I'm wondering, like, who does that salmon belong to? Why is it so important? You know, because we get things like salmon run and you're like popping them left and right, but we have this one little baby salmon. It's like, does it belong to somebody important or something like that? Are we delivering this baby somewhere? Is it because this baby is lost that all these fuzzy octolings are pissed off or something like that, like the mammalians or whatever they are? I don't know, but I'm interested, and hopefully we can get this baby back where it belongs, because good lord. Somebody's probably real upset and unhappy right now that their baby is gone. So we'll see how things play out with that. Very interesting. Very interesting. Can't wait to see what happens with that. Speaking of MC, that new gun that they're carrying looks absolutely crazy. It's probably just your basic shooter. It does look a little bit updated though in quality. So it's literally just the design that captured me. Like, quite honestly, I just like the way it looks, and hopefully they patch, you know, hopefully that gets passed over to the main game. I'm pretty sure at the end of the main game of Splatoon 2, when you beat it, you got the equipment of that agent, of Agent 3. So hopefully they have a similar situation where, yeah, you can get this gun when you're done with the main game, with the campaign. So I feel like it's probably going to do something like that anyway. So I'm cool. Awesome. I like the way that gun looks though. So hopefully we do get that. I'm looking forward to getting that gun. Probably won't be. It'll probably suck though, because it's, you know, it's like it's exactly like the base gun most likely. But in the story mode, you're most likely going to be able to upgrade it. But whatever. I'm looking forward to being able to use it. That's all. That's all. Another thing that's probably super important to note is that there was a mech that was falling down a huge, like, cliffside. It, like, jumped off and it was, like, falling and sliding. I don't know if y'all noticed, but that was actually DJ Octavio's mech thing that he had for the last game. what it's doing here, I have no idea. And there was a small frame where you could kind of see DJ Octavio's head. I'm assuming that's him. Like, who else would use that mech? I could have sworn we destroyed it. But, I don't know. Maybe it's Callie. Or something. I don't know. But the mech is here for some reason. And it's very well animated. So I'm scared of what that thing's capable of, especially if it's not on our side. If we could use that thing for the final battle, that would really, really help, considering that we had to fight that thing in the last game. And you know what I'm saying? So hopefully, I hope it's on our side. If it is DJ Octavio, maybe he's on our side. I don't know. We did whoop his ass. But if he's not, then, oh man. I don't like that thing can move like that, like on the ground. Like it'll like stomp at you, like run at you or something like that. That would be an insane boss fight. That would be a crazy boss fight. I don't know. But I just hope this isn't another, it's just DJ Octavio again. Come on, guys, please don't make it DJ Octavio again. You can do better than that. Please, please, you could do better than that. I have faith. Okay? Okay. So, yeah. And then one of the last glimpses that we get in that trailer before Homeboy takes over and starts talking is it was a shot of the main character running into one of those big fuzzy areas and getting turned into a fuzzy. I don't know if that's an instant L or what. I don't know if that's an instant death. I don't know. But that happens. So the fuzz is a bad thing. I mean, obviously the enemies are fuzzy, so why wouldn't the fuzz be a bad thing? I really hope that those enemies are called the fuzz. Nothing would make me happier. Last thing I gotta say here is the key art. The key art for the fire. I mean, what? The key art for the story looks like some heat, baby. It looks like some heat. You got Agent 4 or 5. I don't know what they're gonna call her. Agent 4 or 5, like, you know, with that back angle, you know what I'm saying? Like looking back, you know, with the smirk. You got the whole squad on the right. It's looking godlike. It's looking godlike. All right, I'm really. That campaign's probably gonna hit harder than any of the other ones so far. Not that the campaigns were terrible, but they are usually always very weak in the lore department. Like, you think, man, we're gonna get so much really cool story, and then you go in and there's almost no story, and all of the story is hidden in like reports and stuff that you have to read elsewhere or something. You know, it's just like, okay. So I'm looking forward to that part. You know, I'm looking forward to exploring this new world and getting through all these enemies and just seeing who's generally behind things. But for the most part, I'm really looking forward to seeing the locales and then collecting all the extra pages and stuff like that, if that's a thing again, to get some more lore on the world and what's going on this side. That's just something I want to see. So that just about does it for my little analysis breakdown of this trailer. I know this is raw. It was whatever. This is what we do on the channel. Hopefully you recognize that. And hopefully, you know, you had a good time, you kicked back, you chilled, whatever. Last thing I want to mention is just my ideals as to when this game is most likely coming out. My personal bet is summertime, because they always give us Splatoon during summertime, or at the very least they did for Splatoon 2, and I'm pretty sure Splatoon 1 as well. I could be wrong on that one. It has been a very, very long time since we got Splatoon 1, so I could be completely wrong on that. However, I'm betting summer, because they didn't even give us a season for this one. So that's my bet. That's what I'm feeling like. I could be wrong, but I don't know. I'm just really looking forward to hopping back into Splatoon. So, yeah. Anyway, that just about does it for me. I want to hear your guys' thoughts on the Splatoon 3 trailer. Did you think it looked great? Did you think it looked foul? Are you looking forward to the story? Do you think the story's going to be doogie, dog shit? I don't know. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comment section below, because I'm always down there with you guys. Never, ever, ever, ever doubt that. With that, I'm out, show. Thanks again. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll be seeing you guys in the next video. Doing me the greatest favor of taking good ass care, and I'll be seeing you guys in the next one.